Story 1. The Emperor Who Slept on the Floor. Theme: Discipline and Simplicity. Approx 430 words. Long before Marcus Aurelius became the most powerful man in the world, he was already being trained in the harsh school of philosophy. He studied Stoicism, a philosophy that taught self-control, humility, and living according to reason. Even as a young man, Marcus was determined to live simply, even though he lived in a palace. While other nobles indulged in silk sheets and gold furniture, Marcus chose to sleep on the floor, not to prove anything to others, but to himself. He believed that luxury made people weak, and strength came from discipline. His teachers once found him using only a rough blanket and eating plain bread and olives. When they asked why he denied himself comfort, he replied, Story 3. Betrayal of a son, victory of the soul theme, forgiveness and inner strength. Approx 450 words. Perhaps the hardest test Marcus Aurelius faced wasn't war, disease, or politics. It was family. Marcus had a son named Commodus. From a young age, it was clear that Commodus was not like his father. While Marcus studied philosophy, Commodus played with swords. While Marcus lived with discipline, Commodus chased pleasures. Still, Marcus loved his son deeply. He tried to guide him, teach him, mold him into a just man. He gave him the best tutors. He brought him along to military campaigns to teach leadership. But when Marcus grew old and sick, he knew Commodus had become corrupted by power. There were rumors that Commodus had plotted against him. Advisors warned Marcus to disown him. Yet, Marcus refused. "He is my son," he said. "If I fail him, let it be with compassion, not cruelty." Marcus could have changed the line of succession. He could have exiled or executed Commodus. But he believed that fate was not his to rewrite. In his final days, Marcus wrote in his meditations, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." He chose to leave a legacy, not of vengeance, but of virtue. When Marcus died in 180 AD, Commodus became emperor and quickly undid many of his father's reforms. He became one of Rome's worst rulers. And yet, the world remembers Marcus Aurelius as the philosopher king, not because of what others did, but because of how he lived. His story is not one of perfect success, but of perfect intention. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." He didn't waste energy on fear. He focused on solutions. He ordered public health measures. He gave money from the imperial treasury to hospitals. He cut back on luxuries at court and redirected the funds to care for the poor. He opened the palace doors to orphans. And in his darkest moments, he wrote words not just for himself, but for future generations. "Do not let your mind be enslaved by your body, nor by fear, nor by fortune." While others panicked, Marcus became a calm center in the storm. His wisdom kept the empire from falling apart. Even today, doctors and leaders quote his writings in times of crisis. He turned suffering into strength and pain into philosophy. "If I am to rule men, I must first learn to rule myself." This habit never left him, even after he became emperor. His bed was modest, his food plain, and his dress humble. He often reminded himself that emperors too must die, and so no comfort could be allowed to make him soft. One night, during a winter campaign in the northern frontier of the Roman Empire, his generals offered him a large heated tent with servants. Marcus refused. Instead, he stayed in a basic camp with his soldiers. When asked why, he smiled and said, "How can I ask them to suffer for Rome if I do not suffer with them?" His soldiers loved him, not because of his title, but because of his example. He wasn't just their leader, he was one of them. Story 2. The Plague and the Philosopher. Theme: Wisdom in Crisis. Approximately 420 words. In 165 AD, a deadly plague swept across the Roman Empire. It killed millions, including soldiers, farmers, nobles, and even Marcus's own children. The cities were in chaos. The economy collapsed. People panicked. Many lost their faith. Even the Senate asked him to abandon Rome. But Marcus Aurelius did not flee. He stayed in the city, working every day to save what could be saved. Instead of cursing the gods or seeking blame, Marcus turned inward, writing in his journal what we now know as meditations.